In the quiet hours, when distractions fall away, the weight of your heart finally speaks. There are things you carry, regret, guilt, the ache of having drifted too far. Maybe you've tried to silence them. Maybe you've just grown used to them. But now, in this stillness, the Spirit begins to stir something deeper. The Psalms of repentance were never meant for perfect people. They were written by those who failed and knew it. Have mercy on me, O God, according to your unfailing love. This is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your return. David's words in Psalm 51 are soaked in sorrow, yet anchored in hope. He doesn't excuse himself. He doesn't hide. He brings his sin into the light, raw, unfiltered, and honest. Against you only, have I sinned. He says it not to exaggerate, but to acknowledge the root of it all. Sin distances us from the one who loves us most. But this distance is not permanent, not with God. He is not looking for perfect confession. He's looking for a sincere heart, a broken spirit, a contrite heart. That he will never turn away. As we sit quietly with these words, we're reminded that repentance isn't a one-time event. It's a rhythm, a return, a realignment of our hearts. In Psalm 32, David speaks of the burden he carried when he kept silent, how his bones wasted away, how his strength was sapped. Guilt can do that. It weighs heavy. But the moment he confessed, something shifted. You forgave the guilt of my sin. Not just the act, but the weight. That's the grace of God, not only removing the stain, but lifting the heaviness from our chest. There's something beautiful about acknowledging our need for mercy. Psalm 130 says, If you, Lord, kept a record of sins, Lord, who could stand? But with you there is forgiveness, so that we can, with reverence, serve you. This is not a fearful submission, but a reverent love. God's forgiveness is not casual. It's costly, and yet it's freely given. That truth invites us to kneel, not out of fear, but out of gratitude, out of a deep awareness that we are loved, even at our lowest, and lifted by grace that never runs dry. Psalm 32 reminds us of the freedom that comes with confession. When I kept silent, my bones wasted away through my groaning all day long. Then I acknowledged my sin to you and did not cover up my iniquity, and you forgave the guilt of my sin. Silence in shame breaks us, but speaking truth, laying it all bare before God, brings healing. He is not waiting with condemnation. He is waiting with restoration. The very act of confession is an invitation to breathe again, to walk free again, to live clean again. It's the doorway to real peace. Psalm 38 paints the sorrow of a heart heavy with guilt. My guilt has overwhelmed me like a burden too heavy to bear. Have you ever felt that weight? The kind that settles on your chest, lingers in your thoughts, and drags through your day? This psalm doesn't hide the pain. It embraces it, names it, and brings it before God, not to stay in despair, but to seek mercy. Because even when guilt overwhelms, God's grace is greater. When sin feels too heavy, God's arms are strong enough to carry you. Repentance is not self-punishment, it's surrender. And surrender is always met with love. Psalm 130 begins in the depths. Out of the depths I cry to you, Lord. It's a desperate prayer, not polished or perfect, just raw truth from a weary soul. And yet, even from the depths, the psalmist says, I wait for the Lord, my whole being waits, and in his word I put my hope. This is the essence of repentance. Not just sorrow, but hope. Not just regret, but reaching. God is not distant from those who cry out. He is near to the brokenhearted, attentive to the contrite. Your lowest point is not the end of the story. With the Lord, there is forgiveness, and with him, full redemption. Let your heart be still now. Let your thoughts slow down as you breathe gently in this final stretch. The words of the Psalms continue to echo, a soft repetition of sorrow met with mercy, of guilt swallowed by grace. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and uphold me with a willing spirit. That's not just a request. It's a declaration of what God is able to do. He restores, He upholds, He renews. In your tiredness, He gives strength. In your shame, He gives purity. In your distance, He draws near. You are not defined by your worst moment. You are not locked out of His presence. He never walked away, even when you did. His arms remain open, not because you earned it, but because His love is that wide, that deep, that consistent. So now, close your eyes and whisper this. I return to you, Lord. I am yours again. And feel the peace that follows, not forced, not faked, but real. Born from repentance, rooted in grace, filled with hope. You've walked the path of the Psalms, from despair to healing. Now rise, lighter. Rise, loved. Rise, forgiven. This is not the end. It's the return. And He is here. Always.